podcast, we definitely discuss healing. We discuss aspects of psychology. We discuss, like, you becoming the best you, mental wellness,
For sure.
health,
Femininity, parenthood, dating
definitely
as
dating.
single parents. And it's from a lens of two psychologists,
Yeah.
So,
But also to people who grew
mhm,
up like with both parents,
mhm,
married parents, and then, like, you all know that Chloe and I are the youngest of our crews, like her
yeah.
siblings and my siblings. So
Mhm.
yeah, so it's from that
Looking,
perspective
yeah,
as
looking at
that.
life through that lens. So
Yeah.
you're gonna get a whole lot of things
Mhm.
from us being women, going through
Mhm.
life as parents, and all of these awesome attributes. But
Yeah.
yes, womanology, the study of women.
The study of women.
All right, welcome back. Y'all know the show. I mean, at this point, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know who it is. Everyone needs an Aquarius. We are back in the full building. Dom is glammed up on us looking fly. I'm like, damn. All right, Dom, I see
Now I
you.
have clothes on, y'all. I have on a tube top. Let me pull it up. All right.
You got some cats like, oh snap, son. I thought this was gonna be on X videos. This is gonna be the X videos podcast. Nah, this my homie. I would never look.
Yeah,
No.
we family now.
Yeah.
We got mutuals. Too many mutuals.
Yeah. So man, let's hop. Let's go right into it. St. Louis versus New York is going on
Wait,
right. Oh, go ahead.
wait. Before you start, I want to
Yep.
say something.
Go ahead.
Okay. Today,
Yep.
today, and I want to make sure I say this right. It is the debut for Country Grammar. Don't forget this album when it dropped. Ooh, that wasn't even 20 years ago. That was
It was.
like almost. I was in
It
middle school.
came
I was
out
in the seventh
2000.
grade.
It was
Yes,
2000.
yeah, I was in seventh grade. Oh, that was 20,
No,
23
yeah,
years
no.
ago.
You know how I feel? I was a freshman in college.
Oh, 23 years ago, Country Grammar dropped and it changed the entire world. Immediately, like, just it sold, like, I think it went double platinum that first week,
Yeah.
which will take him to eventually being diamond. Shout out to Nelly, shout out to the home team. I just had to give him his props real
Yeah,
quick.
I do have a story for that.
Okay.
I look, I broke Nelly in Iowa.
You did
Myself.
what?
I broke Nelly in Iowa. I'm dead ass with that. The reason I'm gonna tell you, so I had a radio show in when I was a freshman. It was at 11 o'clock at night, and they sent the CD. I'd heard about the song, never heard it because this is early before you can download. It was like, yeah, this, Nelly. Remember Nelly from the St. Lunatics that was in the "Give Me What You Got"? He got a song called "Hot Shit." It wasn't called Country Grammar.
Yeah.
So when the CD came to me, it said "Hot SH asterisk T,"
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm just putting it on. So I put on the radio. Cass was like, people was calling in like, who's this country dude? Some people was mad. Some people was like, what's going on? And then I kept pushing it. And I'm in the middle of Iowa, right outside Des Moines. And I kept pushing it. And you can ask anybody around that time, they will know that I was one of the first people playing Country Grammar in the state of Iowa, period. Because they did not have any hip hop station. I was the only hip hop show in the whole state.
Oh my gosh, I have to move this.
Now, I mean, you know what I'm saying? There might be somebody random in East Iowa, something be like, man, I heard it on BT. No, son. If you talking about airwaves, that was me. No cap on that.
Wow. Well, look at
no
you.
cap on that. And the reason people know is that I know that the original CD had hot shit on it. It was not called Country Grammar.
Damn.
And it was so crazy. So
I had the original promo.
Yeah. So I came back to St. Louis for spring break, and I went to a party at SLU. And I knew it was crazy. They played that song 8 times back to back.
Dang.
Because it was that hype on that song 8 times back to back. I'm talking about, and people were picking it back to back.
Dang. That's like how Jay-Z and Kanye was doing Niggas in Paris on the tour.
Yep. But that was, you got to think, before that for St. Louis, man, we didn't have that many rappers that came out before that. that was
Yeah.
really putting on. We had Domino that didn't claim St. Louis till after Nelly jumped out. You know, then we had Silk Smooth with Bitch with a Good Rap.
Don't know it.
Yes, you do. bitch with a good.
Yep.
It's got Ant Banks. Yes, you do. Come on, stop it. Stop.
We don't forget how we even know each other.
I know, but I'm just saying. But that's the first #1 rap song from St. Louis. It's not Nelly's Country Grammar. It's Bitch with a Good. What was called Trick with a Good Rap for the radio.
Okay, I'll have to listen to it. I'll have to look it
Go
up
on YouTube.
again, but I don't know it.
It was a big ass song. It was a big ass song. And it was a couple other people, you know, from St. Louis that kind of was doing anything, but not no one to put us on like Nelly, man.
Yeah.
And Nelly is always indebted to me because I had sex with a lot of women across this country because of Nelly.
Okay, well, great.
I did.
Shout out to Nelly.
I did.
Starting trends, Band-Aids, vocals.
And I'm not the only one. There's thousands of STL dudes.
I could imagine because I mean it's the first thing that come out of everybody's mouth a lot of times, especially when I first moved here, is do you know Nelly? And I'm like, what? Like, and that was not and Nelly, that's no shade, but it's like, okay. Yeah. I don't think I realized because St. Louis is so small to us. I don't think I realized how global Nelly was until I moved here. And
when I was on my student exchange, Dom, I told them I was Nelly's cousin, right? When I was on my student exchange in Italy. They put me on flyers. Nelly's cousin's gonna be at this club.
Oh my God.
I'm about to send it to you. So one of my classmates from Italy put it on Facebook. It was like, we thought that Dirk Ferguson was really Nelly's cousin.
So funny thing, I actually am friends with Nelly's cousin, and Nelly's dad is like best friends with my big cousin. So I, but I mainly, I don't know big, like Nell like that, like Cornell. Yeah. And I've met him like a couple times.
People don't know that Nelly's a junior.
Yeah, Nelly's a junior, and so but his cousin, which is my friend from like we met in middle school. And I'm like, when you say that, because everybody was like pressed, and she's like, no, that's really my cousin. And I mean, they have the same grandparents, everything. So I was like, all right, but I didn't meet Nelly. Like, everybody had these interactions. Like I had met like Murphy Lee, like the Lunatics at the mall one time. I would ultimately end up modeling for Murphy Lee's sister when she had her clothing line. But I didn't meet Nelly until I moved to LA, and I like interviewed him on Extra.
And it was just ill, man. Like I really was like super hyped, and it wasn't even none of them songs. It was this underground song he came out with, was Where I'm From, Natural Bridge and Kings Highway. It was just like, oh my God. Like literally, I grew up over there. Like you did a whole song on natural, and St. Louis people know, and maybe it's not as much as it used to be how Natural Bridge Kings Highway used to be. But man, Natural Bridge
still ghetto. It's still ghetto.
No, but I'm talking about how it used to be popping though. Where you could just go over there and just chill on Natural Bridge and Kings Highway.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to.
It's not cracking like that.
Yeah, I'm like,
shooting. You could literally sit in your car at the White Castles. You could be over at the
I will tell you this.
Amoco, the all that.
That White Castle still be popping though, because my sister complains about it because she doesn't live far from there. And I was like, how in 2023 have they not figured out how to keep that line down? Like she was like, I'm finna drive down to the other one, like on the other end.
The one
Kings Highway and Delmar.
Yeah.
Because it's moving faster. They do not play that. So
no. But man, shout out to Nelly, man.
Shout out to Nelly.
I know it's a lot of like random beef stuff going on in St. Louis and all that kind of stuff with different things, but Nelly, you've always been good to me, man.
I feel like people always try to shortchange him, and I don't like that. But Nelly ain't never stole from me, ain't never did nothing to me, but made me shake my ass. And
I owe him a bottle.
Like, listen, I feel like we need to send an interview request, like, and just see what happens.
With Cornell Haynes.
I'm like, oh my God, you understand? Because like I would say this, and then we could go on to the next topic. It was one time I oddly I went to Vegas. They used to have rehab on Sundays at the Hard Rock. I don't know if they still do. I know at one point it stopped.
So what is rehab for people that may not know?
It's a day party. It's a day party at the Hard Rock Cafe, at their pool. And they be having like everybody, like celebrities come and like perform. So it's like now, like what Dre's does, it's like on that grand screen. Now, scheme. Talk right, girl. So I don't know if I know at one point they stopped it because a big fight broke out or something. But y'all, when I tell y'all, it was like 2011, 2012. I met a homegirl there, and Nelly is performing, and we see what's his brother name? What's his brother that got out?
City Spud.
So like City Spud, we like, well, what's up, St. Louis? So he married me and my homegirl, or we like chilling, watching the show on the side, like kicking it with everybody. Me, Pusha T before. It's like a huge, and I mean, when I tell y'all, when Nelly performed, and it was thousands of people crammed in this spot. I ain't never seen nothing like that.
STL people take care of STL people though.
They always do. They always
if you
do.
In any other city though, besides our own goddamn city, if you out anywhere, they'll be like, oh, you from St. Louis, you good. Like whatever you need, I got
it's like that. Like we ran into G Thing Gary one time and he's a comic, guys. And when he was hosting for the Scream tour, the latest one, well, not the latest one, before lockdown. And
the last the Omarion tour, as I call it.
The one where they was tussling. Raspy was performing, then not performing.
Omarion tour. Let's call it the Omarion tour. The Scream tour with Omarion.
Yeah, and so I was really mad. Like Raspy didn't perform because I'm here to see the all four, not 3, 4. We done went to Phoenix to see it because we missed the LA show, and I see G Thing. And I just see, just say what's up for my seats. And he was like, oh shit, here, give me and my homegirl backstage passes. And it's like, come around, you're gonna watch the show from the side of the stage. Like, and that's yeah. So they always look out. But shout out to Nelly, you deserve your props. Yes. We're giving you your flowers. We love you.
But another St. Louisan involved in a little kerfuffle, Lutheran North's finest. The great Kimora Lee Simmons.
Yep.
Is going at it with Russell Simmons. I am trepid with this conversation, even though we do need to have it, because Kimora's brother is one of my boys.
Okay.
Shout out to Ali. But she's every time I've been around her with Ali, she's always been cool, everything like that.
And never not to be confused with the lunatic Ali, which she did date.
No, not Ali from Lunatics. Yeah, no, this Ali.
Which she did date, by the way. We found that out based on a post.
Really?
Oh, he said it. Okay. He pretty much said, go ahead and finish what you're gonna say, and then I'll tell you.
No. We can whatever I'm saying on me should. Go ahead.
Okay. The beef is, y'all, is that Russell Simmons is an abuser. So this is the problem. They have his ex-wife and his children are now outing his behavior that we have known for a while now, because he fled the country to Bali to, flee these charges can't be extradited.
That hurts because I looked up to Russell and like what he was moving, how he kind of moved.
Yep, and he always
kind of patterned my life like, yo, I'm gonna wear regular just polos and just chill. I ain't gonna be flashy, like
yeah, and
after that.
He models himself as like this yogi, this person that's about peace and like love and world peace, So essentially,
veganism, all that stuff.
Yeah, all of this stuff. So essentially, Aoki, which is the youngest, wished Kimora Lee Simmons happy Father's Day. So you know that was gonna ruffle some feathers, because all we know is what we see. All we know is that based on photos, Russell was very present in her and Ming's life. Pretty much up until he probably left the country, he was still sending money. And he
Is he still out
probably,
the country?
huh?
Is he still out the country?
Yeah, he don't live here. He can't come back here.
Oh, so he's not like went out and then I'm coming back for a minute.
No, he ain't been here since that shit hit the fan. He got out.
He's actually smart. He's actually smart. Even though I don't approve any indiscretions he may have done, but if you're going to be a supervillain, you need to move to supervillain island.
And so ultimately, it leads to a huger conversation where Aoki starts to out him and his behavior toward her and her sister. He said things like, "You'll never model again in your life. Like, I can end y'all careers. Your mama has like, bled me for all this money. I'm broke," and all these different things. And then next second, it's like, "I love you." So it's all this weird back and forth. Aoki feels like her daddy needs help because mentally he does not seem stable. And I'm like, or is he just exhibiting behaviors of a narcissist? So ultimately, as all these conversations are happening and people are telling them that this should not be on the internet, you have people chiming in. Ali from the Lunatics is one of the people. He was dating her in high school. And
back in the day,
as she started modeling.
That makes sense now. Okay, I thought this was okay. Go, keep going.
Yeah, so back in the day, because people, we really started out in predatory behavior, but Russell Simmons,
like a 16-year-old girl at the time.
She was like, once he started kind of dating her, she was still at Lutheran North. And so ultimately he even said like it was like he knew about that, like him trying to get with her. And ultimately they broke up. It has nothing to do with that. But she said like even like years later when she introduced him to Russell Simmons, like by now, like they're adults, he introduced her Ali as like her first love and blah blah blah. He was like, even the energy there was just weird between them. He was like, he just got weird. Yeah, like he felt like he was giving creep vibes. Like it was just something not right. It's pretty much what like Ali was saying. So, yeah, man. Like I think that.
So this is the thing, though. Two things can be right, as we always talk about at the same time.
Yep.
I could see Kimora Simmons taking a lot of his bread just in general from being with her. And that's because his fault as well, because you can't expect to buy a woman and expect her to respect you on the back end, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And we know that's what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not like shading anybody and saying that statement. I'm saying that you can't expect if you buy a woman that she's going to respect you on the back end. Yeah. Now, you also can be an asshole and can be a narcissist on the other side of the game.
Right. Exactly.
So Russell can be right about one side, but then he's got to be, you ain't a stand-up dude on the other side.
Yeah.
You're looking at, man, and I'm so mad that this went public to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But then I can't tell nobody else how to go through their shit.
Yeah. So it's a weird thing. So that's a weird conversation. I was having a private conversation about some other tea today, right? And so people were talking in circles. So ultimately it led to us getting off of the live and talking privately on FaceTime. And so that was the conversation that we were having, like, okay, what garns, like, ultimately what leads you to going public with certain information? Like we know often it's from hurt. It's never necessarily to raise awareness for the next person or the people that could potentially be involved. It's like, so it gets kind of tricky. And I do feel like that, but it's just like maybe they felt like they were suffering in silence for so long.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But
saying. Though.
then,
Yeah,
but then it's also for a lot of us, it's things like, oh, now your blinders are off. So is it the reality of the situation that people have been talking about regarding Russell Simmons for so long? And y'all, and like they said, one of the things is that they always had Russell's back. They never spoke bad about Russell or anything like that. But I think right now it's just like, damn, like now it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing because I've kind of experienced that when it comes to your parents disappointing you, and you be wanting to out people, but I kept it cute, and
and that's my
didn't
only
take.
thing though, is like, yo, cuss me out, cuss them out on FaceTime, do whatever it is. But I can't tell somebody else how to go through their pain either, though. It's like a weird thing, man. Because I get it. If anybody else knows it, I get it. I get it. But I'm never going to talk about nothing. That's just me, though, maybe because I'm old and shit. So I'm never going to, there's no purpose in it. But for a younger person, I can see how they want to purge out how they feel. The interesting part was Kimora saying, like, yo, we've been going through this shit. I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And it's on brand to a certain extent. I mean, yo, like, how many chicks you gonna say that you didn't maybe sexually assaulted? It could, if you didn't have this other side going on here, then it makes me go back and go, but like, okay, well, shit, all these girls ain't talking crazy then.
Yeah. And it really is like that.
And you escaped the body.
Yeah, so I think the issue is,
and I love Russell. I love Russell.
Yeah, we like what Russell has done for the culture, but that don't mean you, like you said, the two can coexist. You can be an asshole, you can be a dick, you can be a narcissist, and still create spaces for Black people to thrive and be successful. But with that, like all, I mean. We see it often with a lot of people in those positions of power and feeling like they're entitled to you and certain levels of access. Well, I was gonna say access, but then I was just like, it's just fucked up. It's just fucked up. But it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, look, STL versus everybody is always what's gonna be. So you know what it is. Kimora, shout out to you though. There's always STL versus everybody.
and y'all, and I read her book before, and y'all, I just want to say this, y'all can't let jealousy be a motherfucker, because when she got her first like big check or something, when she started clearing, she was still at Lutheran North. She went to school and had a green Mercedes, or was it a Benz? I don't know. Whatever it was. No, Benz. I meant Beamer, because BMW and you got Mercedes Benz. So my bad. It was hot, and St. Louis, when it get hot, they put bologna on her car.
Ooh.
And let it cook. And when she went to peel it off,
all that paint job came off.
All that paint came off. Y'all some assholes.
Those women got grandkids right now too.
They probably do. And they are just bitter somewhere. Okay, that's not right.
That's like 91, 92.
They could be grandmamas. Listen, look at Bernice Burgos. Burgos.
Yeah. And she's my age.
She a granny.
Yeah, Burgos.
She's fine granny, but she a granny.
Yeah, she fine now. No, don't get it too.
Yeah. I ain't gonna take that from her, but she's still a granny.
She gotta be. Bernice she might be older than me.
Okay.
Let me see how old Bernice Burgos is. This for the players out there. I know y'all want to know. Pop right up for me on my search, because they obviously know I'm an asshole on my other computer.
Oh my gosh.
She's only a year older than me. She's 43.
Yeah, I know she's younger than Kimora, because Kimora.
Kimora's in her 50s.
Yeah. So yeah.
Kimora's about 8, 9, 10 years older than me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's this. Azalea Banks, I have something for you.
Let it off.
You're a horrible person. Up and down, around the mulberry tree, and all those things. I didn't get you last week. We had a guest. We had a lot of different other things to fry with the Moriah Mills, Zion Williamson. Great episode. People loved it. But Azalea Banks, you're a horrible person trying to insert yourself into something from Wild 'N Out to say something about this woman passing away. Now, we're going to talk about some other people passing away in a minute that I do laugh at. The submarine people. That's two different things. But you inserted yourself into this saying that this is your karma for another young lady that had nothing to do with this, from you getting dissed on a show that you diss people on, that you knew what you were going to be doing. Yeah, yo, you're one of the worst, man. And you're never going to profit. And that's why she's where she is.
Yeah. And it's that simple.
Yeah, I didn't even cuss though this time. So like I did with Ebony K. Williams rant.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I'm growing. Submarine though.
Submarine, no.
Hey, I've been in through. I know more about motherfucking submarines than I should do. No.
You have turned into a full-on Aquarius, going like, okay, well, fuck other people. I want to know the ins and outs of a submarine. What it do, how it's built, what type of metal, what type of glass, or not glass, plexiglass, it can be used. So, I'm gonna say this. I feel really bad because the son ultimately was like not trying to fuck with it.
Mm-hmm.
So he got caught. He is a casualty because his daddy was like pushing it on him, and he was really felt like it was hella red flags, caught the red. He was not with it. And so I think that's really messed up that we lost a young kid, that had so much life ahead of him because of this situation. And like I told you on the live, the scammer in me, and no, I don't scam. I don't scam. Knowing that they were not looking out like how we normally see people like that go down and there's like the glass or like windows where you could see out, dog. And you was using a controller. The way I would have simulated being in some water and simulated the water moving down, on that screen, it would have been like, like a DVD play. And we would have been playing like we was moving through that motherfucker, and I would have pocketed that $250K per person. So you had like. Oh
no, Dom. After you said that, I did more research, and you're right. He's a scammer. So, dude went. So there was a father and son that was supposed to go on before, and they backed out.
Okay.
So the father and son tell a story that the same guy, I can't remember his name. Fuck him. He flew out to Vegas because I guess they live in Vegas. And we could try to convince them to get out there. And he was like, he's super charismatic, take him out to a nice meal. It's like, you know what? Instead of $250, I'll give y'all $100,000 off. Because he's like, basically, that's how a motherfucker do when they need what? Cash. Because he ain't living off cash, he's living off loans because he's not liquid that amount. He's based off of that of his value and what he can get off of it.
Wow.
So he was trying to get cash. He was like, oh man, I'll give y'all a discount. Just come on. That sound, and it goes back.
Yeah.
I was like, let me find the scamming aspect, and you are correct.
Yep.
I'm gonna give y'all $100,000 off. Y'all go.
And I still wouldn't have went. I still would have, because see, this is the thing. Black people, we too smart, too creative. Because if we would have known, like, ultimately, I'm telling you, it would have worked. Because especially with you got a Logitech controller, bruh, and then even. James Cameron. Yeah, James Cameron.
Yeah, you went to the bottom of the ocean for
with him several times. And he was saying one time they had an issue trying to get up. Like, and ultimately it's just so many things wrong with this. And you was trying to be cheap. And like one of the interviews said, like he said that he was gonna use like this other technology, which was like not titanium, but like whatever.
Polyurethane.
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, okay, like okay, so you think you figured out something?" But again, it goes back to requiring a lot of testing, and he didn't want to do that. Like you said, so your greed ultimately killed multiple people. You know, they got caught in the crossfire. But then it's like you signing this waiver, and somebody was like, yeah, well, it mentions that you can, death comes up in this waiver like 5 times. So this is what you are doing. You putting. So I don't even know if the families could really sue him. But I was like, there has to be something, like they got to have some sort of liability insurance, because you didn't even put them in something where it was like, they said once they got at a certain level,
it was like super, it wasn't even that it wasn't even that deep.
It wasn't even
got
that
1/3 of the way there.
Yeah, and immediately, and then the one doctor was like, where that happened and that pressure, and then then the water and the air starts to get in. He said they was goop.
Yeah,
they was goop.
Like, and literally they didn't even know that they even died.
Yeah, like they didn't even know.
If there is another place in the world, they may be still talking, thinking they on the submarine right now.
Yeah.
And then it was so crazy. So the other 2 sons were talking about how he flew on his own man-made plane to come visit them, and like they came to the airport to get him, and he flew his own plane that he made. Let me find this dude's name at this point. We're gonna be talking about him like that.
This is wild. I just can't believe this, and it's just like it's so many things that.
Will Cohen is his name.
And I know we all.
Oh no, my bad. It's Stockton Rush.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know we talk about like what we all would have done with $250K, right? As Blacks, we definitely wasn't going down to the Titanic.
No.
You won't even catch us really out on a boat off of Lanier or Lanier.
You don't want to talk about the Black people on the Titanic.
We don't. Because they barely existed if they was there.
There's a story as a brother that could not get a job in either France or the US, and he was trying to move to Haiti to try to get a job. He was white and Haitian. Moved with his family and everything. His family was on there with him. He paid for a first class ticket because he was an engineer. He had some bread. Damn. They made him still go on to second class. They couldn't all get to the boats because who had the best access to boats?
The first class. Yep.
So he got his 2 daughters and his wife to a boat, and he did not survive.
Damn.
The only Black family that was on there was that family.
Dang.
And he had an engineering degree. He was a dude that was smart, had the money for a first class. They made him go second, third class because he was Black and his family was Black.
That's a whole nother conversation for another day. We ain't got time. But it's ultimately, like I said, like it is RP, and like I said, my soul really empathizes with the young kid that did not want to go on.
That's the only person I'm empathizing with.
Yeah, like that's really sad and heartbreaking. But I am also in the space of like, you already know my situation where I'm trying to move some stuff around. I'm like, shit.
Yeah. Move is what Saha the Prince said, moving around. I'm moving around. All right, let me keep it moving. All right, Moriah Mills, yo. Like, okay, all right. This is an update. We are week 3 on Moriah Mills. Week 3?
Yeah. Week 4? No, I know. Oh, yeah, no. Okay. We like into week 3 because we did our episode 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
So, y'all, her Twitter page was finally suspended because, like we said, like revenge porn, you was trying to talk about leaking videos and photos and all of this stuff. And regardless of you are a male or a female, if you do something without the consent of somebody else, that is revenge porn, and you can go to jail for that. Mm-hmm. You atting this man's basketball team, all of this stuff.
In the NBA.
And the NBA, the Pelicans. This is ridiculous. It must stop. Now you got this man's name tattooed.
Is that true, or do you think that's cap?
One would hope it is cap, but we all seen the video. But like I told you, I would hope that we just see like the little, because we see them take the little paper off. I would hope that the ink really wasn't going, and that is just a stencil. Like, it's not real.
The stencil, right?
Yeah, we just hoping that it's just a sketch. And now you got a song.
I wish. Is it copyrighted? Can we play it? Is it copyrighted?
I don't know, but in the words of Tyrese, what more do you want from me? Like, I'm tired.
And now I'm getting to the space where she's not crazy. She's trying to just milk it for everything it's worth.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting in that space where you're not even heartbroken no more. You're trying to actually make a check off of this now.
Like, go on a podcast and have a conversation with somebody. Like, and honestly, don't do that because we've seen it all. But like, next thing you know, we're gonna see her.
She checked in with Stephen A. Smith on his podcast.
She did.
She jumped into. I guess he had a live going on. She jumped into the comments and saying, "None you talking about is true," and it was her account that jumped in there. It was a YouTube live.
Oh my gosh, girl! We're gonna see her on Vlad next. I'm telling you.
No. She's waiting for something big. She's waiting for a check, a real. She won $150,000 check to tell her story.
And you know what she could have got $150,000 check from?
Zion Williamson. She set up
and shut her mouth.
That's real.
Like, my goodness, like I am just kind of like over it.
Yeah. Moriah.
Girl, you gotta let it go. Like, we're over it. We was over it kind of by the end of the first day, to be keep it a buck.
Yeah.
And the news cycle ain't spinning fast enough for us to not even be talking about this. Like, I feel like what? Like,
I mean, Russia having a coup going on. Like, we got all kind of real shit going on.
Man.
I'm Doja. They sleep. Yeah, we part of Just Posted Podcast, man. The best show on this network. Come on, check, though.
Seriously, man. Just Posted. It's just me and Doja sitting back talking about what the fuck going on in the world and the streets.
We said labor of love. He said labor of love. I ain't say that shit. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, everybody coming to watch, though, man. We really appreciate y'all. Holla at y'all later.
Hey, man, this nigga just tall for no reason.
I'm gone.
And he do regular jobs. Don't forget that.
There's a whole bunch of people like that died at sea while the submarine happened. We're not talking about that enough. You got Patti LaBelle not knowing the words to Tina Turner song, singing it on the damn.
Right. Well, where we go?
Yeah, singing it off the. And it's funny because like people that know Patti, and I'm not gonna say I know Patti like that, but I feel like it was something about how when she came out, I said, this bitch singing off the teleprompter, and then she did this, and I was like, she's singing off the teleprompter. And then, sure enough, her ass is like, well, it'd be great if I knew the words because if it would keep up with me. And I was like, you, Patti, I'm going to need for you to be able to feed off of like the background singers, play it. Like, yes, all of us don't know. We know the hook to Simply the Best. Better than all the rest. But you know what happens when you don't know something, or I like, and I don't know when they asked Patti LaBelle to.
I was gonna say that I was saying it's bad preparation on them.
It's bad preparation on both parts, but it's like y'all could have did a video montage. Y'all could have found a fan. Somebody in that could have.
What she's supposed to do? She's supposed to go in the crowd and start. And when we was getting to the point, like, all right, it's messing up. I'm walking out in the crowd and putting it in front of somebody else's face, like,
yep, come on, yeah, baby. But that's why I was like, you don't even know how to do improv well enough. Because I was like, why don't she just like allow like the backup singers to like keep it moving?
She run this shit. That's a real diva,
man. Like I said, I love Patti LaBelle. She looked good. Her legs look great. Her legs were phenomenal. But Auntie, like,
I'm not putting this on Patti. I'm going to disagree with you. I think this is on BET.
Like I said it's on both of them.
No, I ain't giving nothing to Patti. Patti has nothing to lose on this. I don't want nothing. I ain't got no problems with Patti on this. I give her 5% just because she didn't try to improvise. Other than that, this is on BET. If you look at the rest of that whole show, it's nothing different than happened with the beginning of that show. And I didn't see the whole show. I just did that small little clips, and it felt like the BET Hip Hop Awards, not the damn BET Awards.
I would be interested to see if they, because Tyler Perry, did that check go through? Did it clear?
No, he doesn't come on until August, September. So this ain't on him.
No. This is okay. So now I'm asking.
The check is clear. He's got it. But this is under.
No. You are correct. I am interested in seeing how this will change. Like, ultimately, are you going to give us kind of like NAACP awards, like meets the Grammys or AMAs, going forward with the BET awards? I just
straight up, some of them cats shouldn't have been there. I'm just being
some of them cats shouldn't have been performing. I don't necessarily believe that Ice Spice needed
three songs.
It was long, and I get it. Like, she's the hot girl right now.
But this is 50 years of hip hop. There wasn't the time for that. I should have had some other people up there.
I felt like with it being 50 years of hip hop, we could have got the sprinkle like the tributes. Yeah, when they did the tribute, when they was playing the people on the screen, they didn't even show Takeoff. What the fuck was that about? And yes, Migos performed together, which is what we wanted to see, a level of unity with them two, because we knew they was beefing, and apparently they made up months ago. But I was like, okay, so yeah, y'all got Takeoff on the back, and yeah, this y'all tribute to him. But y'all wasn't even, I could see if y'all did y'all songs and y'all did Takeoff's verse. Like, y'all was just doing this like this was a regular concert. Y'all did the full song of Bad and Bougie, and he wasn't even on the Bad and Bougie.
And that was the thing that people, I had a problem with that, because people always said, because people always like, why Takeoff get left off Bad and Bougie? I would not perform that song at all, because that was the whole thing of people saying, why Takeoff get left off Bad and Bougie?
Yeah. So that was tacky to me. And then, like I said, even if y'all show all these other people, y'all didn't, and I'm like, okay, so we not showing, like, what? And then of course they don't show Tina Turner because it goes into that performance. But
I mean, Tyler Perry, I think it's in better hands. And I've not been the biggest Tyler Perry fan in the years previous. But he has grown on me, and I've learned to come to respect this man. And he can do. I think he can do way better than this shit. To be honest,
I feel like this. We have our, I have my movies that I like, which is, like mainly like the Why Did I Get Married franchise. So love Why Did I Get Married. Dining room table scene at the cabin. The guns are going. I'm having a great time. I will always laugh. But I think that, like I said, everybody can talk their shit, but one thing y'all can't get mad at Tyler Perry about is he know his audience. Now, yes, should he have multiple people employed helping him out to make things more cohesive and smooth? Yes, sure. But he has created a space for a certain amount of our people. If he called for me to do a movie, I'm doing it. Like, and that's just the real factor. And I'm probably gonna have a line, and I'm gonna just say, bitch, and I'm okay with that. But the check is gonna clear.
That's real.
So I'm hoping that we do see a progression that happens with the BET Awards, because BET deserves so much more. And I think we deserve so much more as people. And so this is the first time, like, this is now in Black hands, and you have you have VH1 like as well. So maybe
he bought VH1 as well?
I thought it was like a two-parter deal. I don't think it was just
shit.
BET.
So he bought them both. Okay.
He got the money. He a billionaire.
Yeah.
He is a billionaire.
And not that fake billionaire. Shout out to Kanye.
Right. So we'll see what happens. I'd be interested to see what other programming comes out of it, but it has the potential is there. And I would say, because and it is, but it's just like it has to be. They got to clean house and do. And I think this year it was tough because of the writer's strike. Because I got two homeboys that normally write for the BET Awards, so I think that's also contributed to a level of the chaos.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, the
So
city
was
is
there
shut
even a
down.
host of the BET Awards this year?
So there wasn't even a host because of that.
Oh, because it's a writer's strike. You can't have a
host. Like, so nobody is. Which honestly, but this also this speaks to them being ill prepared, because I feel like for the most part they probably meet like the week of, when the conversation should have been months ago. And I know that's easier said than done, and of course because they throw in like current events and jokes, so I know it's probably a little harder, which would make sense if the writer's room is only meeting like a week out, but something, it just sucks.
Wow, I didn't even think about the writer's strike part affecting that. That's why I was no host, because there's no writers for the host. And probably even that small stuff, the teleprompter thing. Writers get in there and make sure all that stuff is in there correctly within the teleprompter. Ooh. Okay. Did not think about that.
Yeah.
I did not think about that. Huh.
Quick update, since we still talking about Hollywood. Jonathan Majors has appeared in court.
I was on the floor in there. Go
ahead, go. You got it.
Now, Jonathan Majors was last we saw walking hand in hand with Meagan Good into the courtroom.
When y'all gonna learn to listen to me? I'm a soothsayer. I'm a truth.
Look, it's documented. It's online. You predicted this.
I'm telling y'all, and I just want to say it again. Meagan Good is the chick he was texting. Meagan Good has nothing to gain from dating this man. Oh, now I'm gonna go to court with him and his canvas wrinkled ass jacket from 1954. Like, and I get it. Part of it, like, it's like we said, like it's trying to make him appear smaller. So you're gonna wear things that are ill-fitting. So the room has sympathy for you to be able to hear your testimony clearly, whatever. But it's like, I'm telling y'all, that's the chick. The white woman ain't mad that he was cheating on her. She was mad that he was cheating on her with a black.
You done took it to another level now. Oh shit.
Because that be the thing. It's like, okay, well, you messing with another Becky, but then what they say about black, once you go back, you never go back. Once you go black, you never go back. So I'm just saying, that is my story. That is my story, and I'm sticking to it.
So you're saying
it doesn't make sense. It doesn't, like, I'm telling you, like, the moment that got out, I was like, oh, headline, oh, she been messing with him. She been or they.
The I Only Listen to 90s Music podcast is a show for 80s babies who were 90s kids. If you were a No Limit soldier, then this is your show. If you believe that Cash Money is not an army but was a Navy, this is the show for you. If you and your friends ever tried to sing a song written by Escape, In Vogue, Shy, or Boyz II Men at a talent show during middle school, this is your show. The I Only Listen to 90s Music podcast is a bunch of 80s babies talking about all the songs and things that we loved when we were kids and teenagers. So if you went to the skating rink and you were at a lock-in, this is the show for you. If you think that Tevin Campbell was the original Prince of R&B, this is the show for you. If you don't understand the conflict between Monica and Brandy, but you're kind of on Monica's side and understand why Brandy got punched, this is the show for you. Make sure that you tune in, subscribe, click the little subscribe link. We're here. We're going to talk about all things 90s music. This is the show for you.
Been talking, because I'm telling you, it's like, oh, you meet a girl and then next thing you know, I'm $40 short on our bill. Like, you're not giving her the $40. It's like, I'm not going to court with you, especially for a domestic, for an assault charge. Yeah. It's the same thing. So you might be more, understanding to give the $40 if you've been messing and rocking with somebody for a while.
Or at least y'all begin to know each other for a long time.
Yeah, you've been getting to know each other for a while. I'm not going to court with you. I have nothing.
Unless you
If anything, that kind of defames.
Thing.
Because look at it from this perspective too. If anything, it would, and it could hurt things potentially for Meagan Good because of that affiliation.
Mm-hmm.
You're supporting a person, like we said, which is why it's always important. Like we want to believe the victims. We don't want to victim shame or blame, but that's why it's also, we kind of want to hear the facts, what's happening. And yes, if this gets dismissed, that does not mean that he didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the case too. But why tie yourself to somebody like that? It's just like when Rihanna went back to Chris Brown after the fight, she lost an endorsement deal because of that. Just by I'm kicking it with him. I'm going back to him. Nivea dropped her.
Because they can't have that on their books.
They can't have that.
Yeah.
So that's the and granted, yes, Meagan Good is like Black Hollywood royalty. And so, and we see her in Lifetime movies. She's recently, divorce is finalized. So she's kind of like stepping back out, coming into her own. You got a hit show on Amazon Prime, which could open and lead opens the doors for a lot of other things. Doesn't make sense because you could potentially be losing money.
So you gotta have been rocking with this person already.
She's been rocking with him for a minute. He got caught. He just got caught. Because think about it. They probably could have been creeping around while she was filming. When they not filming, they're not walking, and probably think he probably out here in LA more than usual. So when she off, and especially if he got a girl in New York, he out here creeping around. Because you don't really see paparazzi photos of him like that, like where he be out and about. You saw him go to the grocery store or something. You don't really see photos of him like that. So he been creeping on the low.
And on the low, because low.
Listen, he has been John Legend. She don't have to know this entire time. Stealing moments just to be with you.
Dang.
Ooh.
Hey, you. Damn.
I'm on. Listen, I'm on to something. Because it makes sense, right? Think about it. It makes sense.
It does. Two more before we get out of here. Patrick Braxton is the first Black mayor of Newton, Alabama, and he got elected in 2020. He still hasn't been in office because they're the only city within the state of Alabama or town that just passes down the idea of who's mayor, like a fiefdom.
You're out of order, as Eric May says. Out of order.
And he was elected, but then they said, no, the election don't count. We're going to
elected by the whites and the blacks in the town.
Yes. Special counsel to keep the original mayor in, even though everybody said that we want to do a democratic election. And how do you even have that in the U.S. where you don't have a mayoral race that is voted on, period? That doesn't make that. I don't understand how the federal government hasn't jumped in on this situation. Patrick Braxton, Newton, Alabama. Come on, man.
Isn't it ultimately supposed to be heard at the Supreme Court?
Yeah, that's what it's up to now. It's going up to there now. I don't even know why. That should be a closed case. Like
the number, men lie, women lie, numbers don't, unless you are in defiance on Scandal. I'm on a roll today.
No, you are. Well, no, definitely y'all need to look into that. Our last one, Kobe Bryant's arbiter of his foundation just got popped. This is fresh off the presses. I literally got this right before we started. So this is the copy. President of Kobe Incorporated, Molly Carter, exposed in lawsuit for calling Vanessa Bryant a fucking devil, Kobe's newborn daughter, Botox lips, and making racist remarks about black people and the Bryant family. Now she owes $1.2 million.
Honestly, I wouldn't have cared until she was talking about black people.
I know. That was the sad part. I felt the same way too. Every one of those lines didn't feel nothing way to me. She said black people. I'm sorry.
I was like, okay, you said, because I mean, we don't talk about kids. We don't do kid slander.
Yep.
But the other statement, did she lie? But then you had to talk about the blacks. We be minding our own black ass business, as Duran
and
says.
The only black guy dead already.
Listen,
the black guy dead already. He ain't no black guy in the house. Why? Well, why are we taking strays?
Always taking strays. We don't be doing nothing. But this also speaks to another point, and I'm gonna say this because this came up also when Rihanna stepped down as CEO of Savage Fenty, right?
Oh, yep.
This is why you gotta have people that look like us in your corner and in those spaces. I know we get a bad rep sometimes for how we do our business, but every black person out here ain't being shady. It's a lot of black people that just need the opportunity to show y'all and really shine through and have y'all fucking back, because that would have been nice for that position to be handed over to a black person, but it wasn't. Shade, but no shade. And then here you are,
both Kobe and Fenty.
Fenty. But in Kobe's situation, I get it. Like, people probably felt like he was a white, like he was a black white, like a white black, or like
Kobe was at one point. Then he started trying to be more blacker towards the end of his life.
Yeah. Yes. And so I think there's this misconception, and we think about a lot of the things that happen to our people, like when they accountants be screwing their numbers over and be stealing money. That don't be us. We be trying to like, okay, how can I get you this tax break or whatever? I'm gonna see, I'm good at my job, but we don't be really out here like that. And I think that's a conversation that we should be having. It's like, as we try to look for those thoughts and ideas to like become, we talk about, I'm big on community, and being able to look and turn to each other. And that's why network is so important. Like, who do you know? Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's really tough. So when these things happen, it's like, damn, that's fucked up, but it's almost kind of laughable. Like,
par for the course.
Yeah, it's like, because you're like, especially when you saw her lips looking, like a scab, like a cut scab. Like, I saw her, no lips, I'm like, are you really shocked that this happened? Sorry, the baby.
You already know it's the
dog. So it's quite comical. Pay up. Like, here's the thing, is like, we love Kobe, but like, and everybody wasn't a big fan of Vanessa. That's cool, but girl, pay up, give that girl your money. Like,
yeah, and hey, you breach whatever.
Stop being racist. Stop. We don't bother nobody
for no reason either, though. We ain't got to catch strays for no reason.
Always, like, what? But what you bet, like, a lot of people that's on that board don't look like us. Those things happen. And y'all always think that other people have the better interest of black people, and black people, that is not true. It's just not. Yeah, you can have an ally, but I believe people be allies up until a certain point, and they not really ready to go to war like we be ready to go to war. Y'all be you can post a black square, you can wear a t-shirt, you can donate, but when it's time to get on the front lines for shit, y'all don't be trying to get your hands dirty, and I don't like that.
When the rubber meets the road, as they say. No, that's real. Well, man, this is another episode of Everyone Needs an Aquarius. Dom, where can they hit you up at?
At St. Angeles. I should have put that there. I was trying to be professional.
Normally you have it up there.
Yeah, St. Angeles and saint-angeles.com/candles for all your candle needs. Use code Aquarius at checkout. We also have the last episode of Whiskey Sour. And when I mean last episode, I mean like we're wrapping up the series tomorrow, where we have featured a Black dad for the month of June. It'll be some more shenanigans that take place after that. I have some ideas, that might come into play. But yeah, so this week's episode, last week's episode features Doja. Y'all know Doja from Just Posted podcast with him and Sleepy. And then this week will feature my brother. We'll close it out with my brother, who is an actor, co-star on Walker, the reboot of Walker on the CW.
Walker Texas Rangers being rebooted?
It's been rebooted. This is like season 4.
Oh shit!
It's with the lead is Jared Padalecki, so it's not like as karate-esque as Chuck Norris, of course, but yeah.
Oh,
it takes
shit.
place.
I'm on her now. Damn, I didn't even know this shit got rebooted.
Yeah, this is like season 4.
Yeah, 2021 it started. I don't know what's going on in this world. Damn.
So we
too much content, y'all. It's too much content.
Yeah, it'd be overload. So we talk about that, him juggling work and being a dad, having those long days, and we have a good time. So come over. Yeah.
Well, thank y'all. As always, we will be back. We may be back. We definitely make sure you go over to Whiskey and subscribe, because we still got to do our Married at First Sight recap.
Oh, yeah.
We still got to go. You got to go over there and get with that.
Have you caught up?
I just started the first one. I'm like halfway through that one. I'm going to finish it up tonight.
Okay. Yeah, finish it up, because then maybe we could
Thursday
do something.
We do another one on Thursday.
Yeah,
All
Thursday.
Right. Thank y'all for listening. As always, we will see y'all soon. Peace.